You're tuned to Evergreen Media Network. I am Cindy Schwartz. This is the Patient Partner Show. We are a podcast also on Spreaker, so look us up on that. And this is also on Talk Radio. On iHeart, Jeannie Roller, you sent me again some phenomenal stories that I wish I didn't have to read, and we are talking about two of those today. One is about RNs that actually were with two other techs in a hospital situation taking photographs on their own personal cell phones of some naked patients and patients in various stages of undress. Very, very, very disturbing to me. And the other one is about a doctor who seemingly, why is he still practicing, has a history of abusing patients, has many claims against him, but still, from what I'm reading in the article, is holding his license. So very, very unbelievable, either one of them. Why do we have to talk about this all the time? You and I, Jeannie, were both told that these things do not happen in a medical setting. We've said this billions of times. We know that they do. Why are they still happening? And what is up with naked patients and what is up with doctors abusing their patients, Jeannie? Go ahead.
Right. Well, I mean, the story was interesting because the victims ranged from age 46 to 105.
Okay, and that's the one where they were taking the photos on their own personal cell phones, the two RNs and then the two techs. Okay.
Right. And, you know, we talked about this off air that a lot of times rape is not a crime of sexual, I want that person. It is a crime of control and power over a person. And it's like, you know, you hear about a 20-year-old man raping an 89-year-old lady. Well, you know, it is because he can control that 89-year-old lady and get his thrill. So it is just sick that these medical people that we have been told time and time again, they don't have sexual thoughts. They don't have any thoughts about us at all, according to what we hear. But yes, they do. And
well, they seemingly do if they're doing this stuff. Yeah.
Right. And, you know, time and time again, this happens. And we have no idea how often it happens.
Yeah.
You know, you and I have talked before. I'm of the thought that no personal cell phone should be in patient cares. All hospitals have switchboards. If there is a family emergency or somebody needs to get a hold of that medical person, they could call the hospital and go through the hospital phone system. There is no reason for anyone to have a personal cell phone on him in a patient care area.
But they'll come up with all kinds of reasoning why they should have them now. And that's what they do in some of the school settings. And not to get off tangent, but some of the school settings now, parents are giving their kids flip phones because that is still viable for emergency situations. But yet you don't need all the other stuff that brings in the bullying and all of that. Just, you know, make a note to self. So that's what they'll argue and do argue in the medical settings, that we do need these phones because of, you know, things to look up, whatever. Just being the devil's advocate.
No, you do not.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jeannie.
You have all those rooms have that I've seen lately have laptops that they are either in the room or they wheel around.
Okay.
So yeah, they have access to the internet, but so it's just an excuse. But time and time this happens again. And then the other article that we were talking about was the doctor who said that people are liars. Well, when we went through all the hoops and everything that we went through on my husband's complaint, basically that's what the government agency told us, that patients are liars, that if it's not in the medical record, it did not happen. So in other words, if the nurse didn't admit to sexually assaulting my husband, it did not happen.
Right.
And this is the attitude that we deal with, is that these medical people can say statements like this. And I even read in the comments of this article here, Cindy, that one woman said, well, don't women patients realize that the heart lays between the breast and he might have accidentally touched one? Oh, give me a break. You know, that just, it makes me mad that people are programmed to automatically protect the medical provider and not listen to a patient's complaint of being sexually abused or assaulted.
Mm-hmm.
This is one reason why it can go on and on and on and on.
Yeah. And then the other one is the story of that one is with the taking the photos of people up to 100 plus years old. One said this one said that one said this one said it wasn't really my phone. Somebody else used my phone. That one did. And it wound up the two texts weren't implemented in the thing under more research, but the two RNs were. So, but it wasn't my phone. Somebody else did it. I mean, come on already with this stuff. Why isn't this subject even coming up? Why are we even talking about this? That people have been put in this situation.
Right. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. You know, we've read article after article about pictures of patients being taken. There's that famous Denver 5 case,
right,
where the nurses did what they did. There's I think a doctor, a surgeon that would take pictures in the OR and send them to his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, it
sick.
goes on and on.
It is
on.
sick. I remember. Go ahead.
What, as I said before, what's so frightening is we have no idea how often this happens, because a lot of times patients are sedated and they do not know.
Before they even get into the OR, they're sedated. And yeah, I want to say purposely so in some of this stuff. I get it where it's easier to work on somebody that is sedated because they're not so apprehensive or anxious and those kind of things. But still, you know, how do you trust a lot of this stuff? And you want to trust it. I mean, you have to do these surgeries. But I need more of the stuff that I've seen and I've heard and read about and improved that, I don't proved more than beyond a reasonable doubt, sadly.
Right. Right. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. And hospitals need to learn, we've talked about this before, that all the unnecessary nudity that they require of patients is one of the issues, I believe, of why this happens. Because people are so used to, medical staff, they're so used to seeing patients naked that they really don't question it. They just take it for granted that it needs to happen, and it doesn't a lot of the time. So in my book, they need to fix that. They need to stop automatically stripping patients naked and then, leaving them uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
And so on and so forth, because it is setting people up for this kind of treatment.
Yeah, well, we talked about it too on previous podcasts and also but today before we went on the air, that it's not necessary that people see so much nudity all across the media, blah, 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 blah. So much stuff is photoshopped. It's like you're not even a matter in your body. Like it's all disjointed and whatever in thinking. And it's just crazy. There is no dignity. And I don't mean you have to be prudish. We're not talking about that. But I mean, come on with some of this stuff. Why is all this happening? Why are you seeing these people taking photos or hearing about them taking photos of patients? What in the world is going on? What are you doing if you're not doing your job? You have that much time to photograph naked patients that are 100 plus years old. Shouldn't you be, nurses always say they're overworked. Okay, well, isn't there some other job you can be doing instead of taking pictures of my naked grandmother or my naked grandfather as genitals? Come on.
Right.
And this is an RN. I mean, a licensed medical person.
Yeah. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. It should not be happening. As I said, it probably happens more than we have any idea.
No doubt. Yeah.
And they don't really seem to be serious in
the consequences,
stopping it from happening. Yeah.
And the consequences. Yeah. I mean, that's what our experience is. This doesn't really happen. And even if you see it with your own two eyes, no, that didn't happen. Or you have a problem. It's your problem. You're the one that should have done this. It's not us. We didn't do it. Us as corporate healthcare did not do this. You're making it up. You're a liar. And you did not see that because we just don't do this. But yet it's over and over and over again. We're not all liars. And we do all see, and we all are expecting better care. On that note, on the better care note, stay listening to Evergreen Media Network.